Ever since people started being charged for using electricity, a handful began the search for free electric current. Some of them found solutions right away, some spent half a lifetime researching, and some haven't finished their research yet. We are still looking for the perfect device or the perfect way of obtaining free and green electricity. There are two methods perfected and being used at this point in time: solar panels and wind turbines. The idea of harnessing sun's energy is not new. People have been capturing energy from the sun since time began, first to heat their own bodies, then to heat water stored in tanks, to light fire using a magnifying glass, and the list could carry on forever. Sun energy is by far the most used free energy in nature. Now everybody has an object that charges itself using solar cells, like a math calculator or porch light. Some have gone even further and built solar panels, which are made of a multitude of solar cells connected between them. But with only one method of getting free energy, going off-grid requires a big investment. The trick is to combine two types or more. As we will see in a couple of minutes, there are a lot more. Another widely used nature's free resource is wind. The energy stored in the wind has also been used for millennia. Ever since the Chinese used it to fly kites, or the Vikings to sail their boats, people have been enjoying this natural resource. However, the Dutch came to perfecting the ancestor of the modern wind turbine. They built windmills for pumping out water off their lands. And with this great power behind them, they gained more than a third of what is now their country. The principle behind this generator is the simplest of them all, and the easiest to build. Using difference in air pressure on the propeller, wind turns it, which turns an axle that rotates the generator. It's cheaper to build than a solar panel system and can produce approximately the same amount of power. But alone, it's still not enough to get you off the grid. It's best to have both, for the weather isn't always sunny or windy. Having reviewed these two giants of green energy, and the most popular of them all, lets us learn about the ones that were kept hidden. The ones that were invented by men wanting to escape the power monopoly of the big energy companies. These are the devices that don't rely on weather to produce current. You'll just have to start them and light the house. In the 19th century, Alexander Bain buried plates of zinc and copper in the ground about 1 meter apart and used the resulting voltage to power a clock. Thus, he created the first earth battery, or tellertric generator. This acts like a normal battery, but instead of the electrolyte inside the battery, we use the earth beneath us. Imagine having a dozen of these rods buried in the ground somewhere in the backyard, powering on their own the lights in the house. This early invention was used in the 19th century to power a telegraph system between cities. Now, why should we pay for something that comes from the earth for free? Well, not anymore. Not 1 cent will you pay in 3 months' time after building a couple of the devices you'll find in my collection. The earth battery, or tellertric generator, wasn't actually hid. It was more say forgotten, lost in the pass of time. But now, when the bills are getting bigger and oil prices going through the roof, it's time to bring back this amazing invention and once again put it to work. There are two geniuses that researched free energy within this century. Two amazing people that found two intricate ways of harnessing nature where no one else thought about. People like Nikola Tesla at the beginning and Lee Bowman in the middle of the 20th century, they found ways to draw energy from other of Mother Nature's resources than the conventional ones. Tesla used radio waves. He built a device so ahead of its time that people didn't have the power to understand the principle of it. An antenna linked to a coil and a couple of transistors and diodes produced electricity from thin air. It was a miracle even for the electric companies. But they had to put the lid on it, and so they did. For this invention was never to be heard of again until a couple of years ago. If a corporation dealing electricity bills to the public felt threatened by this device, it means that built at a larger scale, it could be the answer to what many people dream of: getting rid of the big electric. Of course, no good deed goes unpunished, so Tesla became a persona non grata to the world because of the press. His name was strained and kept away from the public. All of this done and paid for by the electric companies. After 90 years, it's time to clean up his name and prove the utility and power of what he brought into the world. It's time to build what Tesla built for us, a device that will put current through our light bulbs, the Tesla generator. Let's move on and learn about another stroke of genius. It's that of Lee Bowman, the American that invented and perfected the permanent magnet motor. He did it in the 1950s when the need of electricity was at its highest. In the US, people have been buying radios and washing machines. Casinos have opened across the states, and the economic boom was boosted on one single utility that could provide the wonder of technology: electric current. Bowman used the power of magnets to produce a perpetuum mobile. This is a device that once started will not stop by itself. The motor is based on the principle of balance. When stopped, the device is in balance. So if you turn any of the wheels in component, the balance is broken. To acquire balance again, the wheels start spinning, but because of the magnet power involved, it will keep spinning forever until stopped. It's actually chasing its own tail. This invention was also covered up and the plans classified. Actually, the original plans were never found, so the people who rebuilt this amazing device had to do so by trial and error. The version you will find in my collection is the final one, the one that works and produces electricity continuously for almost 2 years now. These are only 5 of the 9 generators you will find in my collection. You will learn how to build these 9 and also learn how to use nature's various forms of energy for your own benefit. And no one will be able to charge you for it. As we've seen, everything possible was done by the people before us, so that big electric would not take our hard-earned money. But having political power on their side, each and every inventor was reduced to silence, and the inventions kept away from the public eye. The blueprints classified and the names erased from history. It's now our turn to continue on the genius ideas and become independent of the greedy electricity providers. It's time you built your own free electricity generator. As a matter of fact, don't just build one, build 2 or more. This way you can be free and remain that way. Go off grid as I did. And trust me, it's great when no one wire links that post to your house. With the explosion in communication and information, the amazing secrets that I've told you about, the ones you'll learn once you get to my collection, will spread like wildfire. You are among the ones that have a chance of getting a copy of my collection. I say this because the greedy big electric is monitoring the contents of websites like mine. And once they find it, they will do everything in their power to get the site off the web. I've been threatened before, both by mail and by phone. But I will never give up on this. The time of the big electric is coming to an end. Now we have the knowledge to get their product for free from earth, wind, water, magnets, radio waves, etc. So click the Add to Cart button below to access the members area and get a copy of my amazing free energy devices collection. Be a part of the movement that will put them on their knees. It's our chance now to take power in our own hands, literally. We all have the means and motives to build our own free energy devices, and it's important to have more than one built. Let me give you an example. You build solar panels, but it's cloudy or it's nighttime. They don't work. You build an earth battery, but the soil is too dry and produces less electricity than you need. Build a wind turbine, but there's no wind for a couple days during the summer. And I could go on forever with these examples. This could have happened if you bought these devices separately and only built one. But imagine that you combine all of these great resources and what you get is amazing. A never-ending source of free electricity. And all of those plans and blueprints at the price of one. It can be windy during the night, and by using a magnet motor and the earth battery, you supplement the solar panels. You'll never run out of electricity. You can even store the power surplus in car batteries, and use a power inverter to get 220 volts if you leave home. As I said, my collection will provide you with an endless resource of free energy once you've built at least 2 of the devices found inside. So don't waste your money on electricity from the greedy companies. Click the Add to Cart button below and get all the generator plans to power your home for free. I have spent my entire life working with people, and I came to the conclusion that would change the outcome of my collection. We are all different. Thus, I have created a complete database of different devices with plans and detailed blueprints for everyone to understand, and for anyone to be able to build them with no craftsman or mechanic skills necessary. The collection houses telluric generator, earth batteries, wind turbine, sky generator, Tesla radio generator, Kelvin generator, solar cell, magnetic motor generator, tornado generator, and much more. All these are elaborately explained with step-by-step building plans, and all at the price of one. Summed up, buying all the plans I've gathered in my collection would cost you $458.96. These are the summed up prices of the device's plans as found on the web. You will get all this valuable plans for only $67. As I said before, building at least 2 of the green energy devices you find in my collection will cut more than 50% off the monthly electric bill. The number of devices you will construct is at your free will. It will vary, of course, according to your electricity needs. Maybe some people would only need 2 devices. Maybe some will build 3 and start the 4th to fully cover the needs. But one thing is certain. This is the road to electricity independence, and you should be on it. And you won't have any additional costs in doing so, because all of the plans you will ever need are right here in my collection. This is your beginning. It's time you no longer depend on big electric. From now on, you will be able to warm up your house, cool it, clean it, cook, play, watch TV, listen to music, all of these for free. Just go ahead and get a copy of my energy database collection and you're on the right path. You could be only a month away from your electricity freedom. Just 2 devices got me off the grid. I continued to stay on grid for 2 months after building these 2 devices. I simply enjoyed the meter man when coming to read the electric meter. He thought I tricked the meter into not recording the power consumption. But the moment of gold was when he found out I was to be disconnected. 6 months have passed and he still thinks I'm stealing current from the grid. As I said, I was threatened before, so I keep a low profile of the devices used. Not many people know about my collection nor my research. Until more and more people join our community and build their own devices, the ones like me have to keep quiet. Just by the means of websites like this, will we be able to be free and spread the word on the changes to come. Just click the Add to Cart button below and be free of the bills you got until now. Go ahead and build any energy device in my collection and experience the change in your life. Be a part of the downfall of the big electric. You can do it too. A complete database at your disposal in just 2 minutes, and 3 months away from being off-grid. And by getting your copy of Energy Devices Database Collection, you risk nothing. Thanks to our ironclad deal of 60 days money-back guaranteed, you won't lose a cent if somehow you feel the product did not meet your expectations. Just email me, and I'll give you a no-questions-asked, unconditional full refund. So go for it. Click the Add to Cart button below and order your own copy now. You'll have to get the collection now, as I'm not sure how much longer my website will be up. The threats keep coming as you watch this video from people we bother with these green devices. I bet you know who these people are, so hurry up in getting your own copy of Energy Devices Database. This is the complete collection of all the free energy devices you will ever need. Don't waste any more time, and click the Add to Cart button below while the collection is still up. So act now, and stop spending money on electricity you can get for free.